Hey there, Tiffany Thomas with WealthyTiffany.com, and in today's video I am sharing how I traded my Roth IRA for real estate. I had so much fun in my last video sharing 10 different stocks that you could hold for 10 years and the return that you could have seen on those that I wanted to share the actual stocks that I invested in and ended up selling to put that money toward a $1 million real estate portfolio, so that you can see how much money you can really make in the stock market because I had actually done it. So I'm sharing all of the details on how much I cashed out of my Roth IRA and what I was invested in and money that I had in my brokerage account, all of the individual stocks that I ended up selling to put toward a down payment on my fourth property. And you can be the judge on whether or not you think this was a good idea or a bad idea. So if you are ready to dive in, hit that like button and we're going to get started. I want to give you a little backstory. I have 3 properties that I purchased by using money that was in my savings account. I had saved up for a down payment and the closing costs for those 3 properties. But with my last property, my fourth property, I wanted to take some money out of the stock market and put it into real estate. My first 3 properties are worth about $830,000 together. And purchasing my fourth property pushed me over the $1 million mark, so my properties are worth about $1.2 million right now. And yes, I do have mortgages on the properties, but I will be paying off the mortgage on my very first property very soon, so stay tuned for that video. And if you want more details about each of these properties and how much I purchased them for, how much they're worth now, I do have another video with all of the details about that, so I will leave the link below in the description, and you can check that out if you would like to. All right, the fourth property that I purchased was in 2018, and it is a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, single-family home, and it is in the Salt Lake City, Utah Valley. I was doing the math, and I figured if I had at least one more property that was positive cash flow of just a few $100s, that would put me at a financial freedom amount that I would be comfortable with. So that's why I decided to switch my investments in the stock market over to real estate, to purchasing another property. I decided a while ago that I didn't want to wait until 65 to retire, that I wanted to have the option to retire early, and especially with what's going on in the world right now, I don't know why anyone would not want to have that peace of mind to know that their finances are taken care of, that they don't need to have a job. If they wanted to and they could work, that they could, but they wouldn't need to do that. So I really love the idea of having financial freedom at an early age, so that you can have that peace of mind, and it gives you a lot of time freedom as well. I had seen how well my other properties were doing, and I like making money through real estate. So I decided to purchase that fourth property, and in order to do that, I needed about $65,500 to put toward this down payment and closing costs for my fourth property. So I decided to switch that amount from the stock market over into real estate. So get excited, I'm going to dive in with which stocks I actually sold and the amounts that I sold them for, and try to give you a good idea on how much they were actually worth. I had individual stocks in my brokerage account, which means that I could pull that money out at any time I want without having a penalty to pay. I would just need to pay the taxes on that money, unlike retirement accounts, although I'm going to talk about the retirement account that I used along with my brokerage account to get this $65,500. In doing the math, I calculated that I wanted to take about $49,000 from my brokerage account to put toward the down payment and closing costs for this property. So here's the breakdown on which stocks I sold and for how much. Okay, so here are the stocks that I purchased in my brokerage account. You can see in the first column the date that I actually sold the stocks, which was the beginning of May in 2018. And then the second column shows the date that I purchased these stocks. The third column shows the actual stock I purchased, and then the fourth column shows how many shares I actually sold of those stocks. And then the next column shows the quantity that I purchased, which on some of them was a little bit more than what I had sold. So let's talk about the first stock, which was Steve Madden. And I only bought 1 share of Steve Madden, and I sold that 1 share. So you can see that I bought it for $36.03, and I sold it for $48.40. And these prices do not include the commission fees which were paid. And the commission fee for buying all of these stocks was $6.95 per order. And for selling them, it was $4.95. So you can see my overall return for Steve Madden was just over 34%, which is great. So I made money on this particular stock. Not that much, but a little bit. And then you can see on the amount received column, that's the actual amount that I received from my brokerage account. So that takes into account the commission fee and some extra fees, which were just a few cents on all of these. So let's move to the next stock, which was Apple. And you can see I bought that one in October of 2014, and I bought 25 shares of Apple for $100.93, and I ended up selling that for $183.59. So you can see that is an overall return of 81%. So I almost doubled my money, but not quite. And then the next stock I purchased was Capital One, that is COF, and I purchased that in November of 2014. And I purchased 4 shares at $81.81 and then ended up selling that for $89. So that was just a small return of just over 8%. And then the next stock was Netflix. And I actually purchased a few shares of Netflix before this, but since Netflix had split their stock, it got kind of confusing to explain all the different prices that it would have been. So I just took the amount that I purchased on November 14th, 2014, which was for 100 shares. So this would cover the 90 shares that I ended up selling. So I purchased that for $99.85. And you can see that Netflix has gone up a lot over time, and it's even over $400 last time I checked, but I ended up selling it for $318.32. So over a 200% return on this stock. And then the next stock is Facebook, and I purchased my first share in 2013 for $55.71. So you can see that would have been a 223% return because I sold it for $180.04. And I also purchased 25 more shares of Facebook in 2014 for $72.97. So that would have been a return of 146%. So these are really great returns. And the last stock that I want to show you is Google. So I purchased 4 shares at $567.36 in August of 2014. And I did a calculation, so this adjusted for the splits that have happened to Google. So in actuality, if there were not any stock splits for Google, when I sold that share in 2018, it would have been at $2,935.04. So over a 400% return, which is huge. And then I bought 5 more shares for about $548 in October of 2014, and that would have given me a return of over 377%. And I bought a few more at a little bit higher price, $602. I purchased 3 shares, and that was in September of 2015, and that would have been worth $1,818, which would have given me just over a 200% return. So you can see that some of these stocks did really well. And over on the amount received column, you can see that I cashed out $49,723.46, but I ended up only pulling out $49,000 and put the rest into something else. Hopefully this gives you a fun idea on how much stocks can really grow over time. Some of them performed really well, and this is just in about 4 or 5 years, so not that long of a time frame. But these are the stocks that I ended up pulling out and putting toward my down payment on my 4th property. As you can see, that gave us about $49,000, so I still needed $16,500 more. And that is when I went to my Roth IRA. The great thing about a Roth IRA is that you can pull money out that you have contributed without a penalty at any time. So normally you would have to withdraw money at age 59 and a half not to pay a penalty. But with the Roth, they let you take out money you've contributed. So nothing that has earned interest in your account, only money you have put in, you can take out at any time. And you've already paid taxes on that money, so you don't need to repay taxes. So that's what I ended up doing. For my Roth IRA, I had invested in VTI, which is the Vanguard Total Stock Market ETF. and I purchased 35 shares of this in June of 2014 for $101.38, and I ended up purchasing another 120 shares in April of 2015 for $108.70, and I sold 146 of these shares at $136.45, which is just over a 34% return. So not as good as some of the stocks, but still not a bad return. And that total amount that I received was $19,921.24. But I ended up only pulling out $16,500 and putting the rest of that into a different investment. So you can see the total amount received was $69,644.70. But like I said, I put some of that money back into other investments and ended up pulling out just what I needed, which was $65,500. So as you can see, I pulled money from my brokerage account and from my Roth IRA, and then I had some money in savings to make up the difference that I would need for the full down payment and closing costs on this fourth property. And this property gives me a positive cash flow of a few $100s per month, which is exactly what I needed to create more income for myself so that I wouldn't have to go back to having a full-time job if I didn't want to. And I manage all of my properties myself, but I could hire a property management company to take care of them and still be just fine. But I don't mind doing this right now, so I'll spend a little bit of my time working on these properties, managing these properties, and then have that extra cash flow coming in. I can't emphasize enough how important it is to invest your money. And the earlier you start, the better off you're going to be, but it is never too late to get started. So if you haven't started investing, please do that. I have plenty of videos on how to invest simply. And if you don't want to invest in the stock market, I have videos about how to invest in real estate. So that could be an option for you as well. But if you are not investing your money, you will not be able to have the option to retire or become financially free, whatever term you want to use. And without that, you are going to be reliant on always having a job. And as we've seen recently, you may not be able to find a job, especially one that you really enjoy. So please invest your money. So hopefully you guys found this video helpful, and if you did, please hit that like button and share it with someone else who would like to hear this information. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button to subscribe to my YouTube channel. That will really help me out and we can get this content out to more people. And don't forget to hit the little bell to get notified on when I do post new videos. And if you are interested in getting 2 free stocks, Webull is doing a promotion. If you open a free brokerage account and deposit at least $100, they are going to give you 2 free stocks. I will leave my referral link below and you can click on that to get your 2 free stocks. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.